Welcome to the Solid Sports and Gamer channel. You're watching another edition of the Solid Sports video blog. This is episode 232, our special setting off the summer edition. Today's date is June 17th, 2023. I'm Troy West saying thank you for joining me this morning. Big weekend, as we call it, crash kick-ass weekend, and this is a part of it. I haven't did a blog since the NBA Finals. Now that the finals over, we're going to look back at that. That's going to be one of our topics today. We're going to look at the latest MLB standings. We'll look at Major League Baseball, what I think is going to happen the rest of the summer. Like I said, look back at the finals. We'll talk a little NFL as well. We'll be doing our NFL Roundabout Series again. We're going to start that in about 2 weeks. We're going to start with the AFC East and work our way around the league, each division. Go deep into each division. Can't wait to do the AFC North, which is the Ravens and the Steelers, Browns, and the Cincinnati Bengals. But I got a coworker of mine I think I'm going to invite in the show. He might be a guest. I ain't going to say his name till I confirm it, but that's my bro. He's a Steelers fan, so I want to do that with him. So that'd be cool. So I'm gonna set that up when we get to that division. But the AFC East will be first. We're gonna talk about that. Just a preview of how things gonna go with that. But just a channel update. What's been going on with me, things of that nature. Man, hope everybody enjoying their weekend. It's Father's Day. It's something I didn't mention, but I'm not a father, so I guess it just sort of slipped my mind a little bit. But happy Father's Day to the fathers out there, and hope everybody having a great weekend. But we're gonna get the show started because I'm gonna get this out of here. I got a lot planned for the day, so we're gonna start with the MLB because, like I said, I don't have a lot of baseball fans, and that's why not doing a blog is kind of it's all right because really ain't nothing going on unless something free agency or something go on in the NFL or the NBA. The NBA free agency about to start as the draft. I think it's about a week and a half away. So the NBA sort of stays in the news here and there as well. But the NFL news is about to wrap up now that training camps and stuff will be coming around the corner in preseason. So let me pull up the Major League Baseball standings. Not no standout surprises really this season. Well, I mean, it depends on how you look at it. Like the Tampa Bay Rays, they've been good for years, so I'm not as surprised now that they're doing so well. My Braves are doing well in the National League. They got the best record in the National League, but the National League is much more tight. As we go look through every division. Orioles doing well as well. I'm from Baltimore. I'm currently in New Jersey right now, but I'm from Baltimore, so I still used to root for the Orioles as well, even though I'm a Braves fan. They in second place in the East. Tampa already with 51 wins, almost 30 games over. So to me, they're the real deal. Yankees, I thought they would be the class of this division. They in third place at 39-31. Toronto's right there, just a half game back of the Yankees. Boston still at 500. That division is it's easily the best division in baseball, the AL East. All these great teams. If the playoffs was deeper, all these teams could possibly make it. Central, Minnesota at 500. Everybody else under. Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago White Sox, Kansas City is pretty much already done. Only 18 wins on the season. AL West, Texas Rangers been somewhat of a surprise. I didn't think they'd be good. I knew they would be better, but I didn't think they would. But Houston's right there. I think they're gonna turn it on once they get fully healthy. Angels is let's see if they can contain this, and it'd be good for the league, of course, because it's a Tony and Mike Trout if they're in contention. So hopefully they stay in contention. Seattle try to get things together. I think last year, I want to say it was a fluke, but last year was a little far-fetched, but they hanging in there. And Oakland, we know the story with the A's about to be sold, basically going to Vegas. So that's pretty much inevitable. I think something happened this week where they already got the contract for the stadium in Vegas, so it's only a matter of time. And I think if it once it gets official, I think you ain't gonna see nobody. Well, it's usually the stadium's empty, but it's gonna really be empty once it becomes official. National League, Atlanta Braves, my team, doing well in the East, 5 games above the Miami Marlins, which, you know, just like I said, just continue to come back after they say like they stripped the whole franchise down, but they still just wind up contending here and there. Phillies, I think they'll get together once they get healthy. They've been playing better overall. The Mets, surprisingly, are not doing that well. 3 games under. Washington, I thought they'd be like worse actually, but they not doing. They you know, still 13 under 500, but honestly, I thought they'd be worse. Central, the same as the American League. The National League is just 1 team, well, 2 teams, 3. As Cincinnati is even at 35 and 35. Pittsburgh holding on as well. Milwaukee just a game above 500, as they both are game back. Chicago Cubs, even though they 500, they only 3 games back. St. Louis, probably my most disappointing. I thought they'd be a lot better. I don't think they have any major injuries to my knowledge. I think Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt is there, right? I mean, I know they lost Minji to retirement, Albert Pujols. I know, you know, Adam Ray Wright, I think this is his last season, I believe. But that's probably my most disappointing team. I think I picked them to win this division. Arizona Diamondbacks have been surprising. They're in first place right now in the AL West. Dodgers just too good. I think they're gonna wind up winning the division. But I think Arizona's for real. I think they hang around. Giants, not doing too bad. 5 over. Padres, you probably have to throw into that disappointing as well. All the moves they made, but they 3 games under. Rockies are just, to me, is in no man's land. They're not terrible, but they're not good enough to make the playoffs. So shout out to my man Good Vibes. He changed his name on YouTube. I've heard from him a while, but he's a Rockies fan, so don't be too mad at me. It's just the truth, bro. They gotta I think they need to strip it down. Well, they really have, because they got rid of a lot of the good players, but we'll see where they go from here. But that stadium, like I said, I think you gotta play to your strengths. You know, I mean, you're never gonna really pitch well there, so you gotta probably play to score runs. But I become more of a balance, like, you know, not just hit for power, just like score runs, any mean necessary. Speed as well. So but we'll see what the Rockies do. But this division, I mean, like I said, I think the Padres can make a run. I think St. Louis, I just still believe in them. I think they're gonna make some type of run. I think everything else is pretty much set. American League, like I said, Houston, I think is gonna get it together and win this division, but the Rangers ain't going nowhere. We'll see what happens with the Angels. Seattle, you can't count out either. Central, like I said, last year Minnesota was leading it for a while. Then Cleveland turned it around. Tigers surprisingly playing, you know, even though they're 10 under, they surprisingly not falling off the mat. And the East, like I said, I think Tampa's for real. I think they're gonna run up this division. I think the Orioles gonna make the playoffs, and it's gonna be between the Yankees and the Blue Jays. One of those teams is gonna be left out, but I think 3 teams for the American League East will make the playoffs, and I really feel strongly about Tampa and the Orioles. But I think the Yankees and Toronto, even Boston, I think Boston will hang around as well. Boston is good as well. That division is just brutal. So I think they hang around and win that division. Of course, throughout the summer, you know, I'll be doing focus on more on the NFL, but once we get towards, you know, September and playoff time, you know, we'll talk more baseball. But like I said, I'm going to focus on the NFL in my next couple episodes. So just wanted to give an update on Major League Baseball. Speaking of the NFL, yeah, let's talk about the roundabout divisions thing that I do. I do it I've been doing it, I think the last 2 years. Basically, we just go around each division and break down those 4 teams. Like I said, I always like to do. So I'm gonna do the first 2 is definitely gonna be AFC East. Then I probably go north, south, or probably go south, north, and west. So I do the AFC East would be first, then the NFC East. Then I do NFC North, and then AFC North. Then I do I stay at AFC, do AFC South, and then NFC South, and then I go NFC West, AFC West. And I probably do it that way. That's how I normally do it. So it'll take 2 months. So that's why I'm gonna start it in 2 weeks. I'm gonna take a week off next week, and then we'll start with the AFC East next week, and we'll do it throughout the summer. So that's how we do that. So like I said, we'll just talk about every team, how it, not necessarily predictions yet, but just overall look of the team, of that team, of those 4 teams. The AFC East gonna be interesting because you got the Jets, added Aaron Rodgers. Everything seems to be going well there so far since he's been there. That division, Buffalo, like I said, they got the issues with Stephon Diggs, and that's gonna be a hard division to pick because I really like Miami as well. Like I've been saying, a lot of people don't believe Miami, probably because of Tua, and it's hard to blame him because he's been hurt. But if he stay healthy, I think Miami could be one of those teams that could probably go to the Super Bowl. Like, I'm not predicting them to go, but and most of the NFL, most star rosters don't do well. They added Jalen Ramsey. They got the deep receivers, and of course with Tyreek Hill. The running backs with Mostert and stuff, so they deep on both sides of the ball. That's why I believe that they could really do something. Buffalo, like I said, they have a few glaring weaknesses, but I think the Stephon Diggs thing, can that get resolved? Because he's really he's a big part of their offense. I believe in Josh Allen. I think he's going to get better slowly, but Buffalo's still the class of that division, but I think Miami can definitely challenge them. I think the Jets with Aaron Rodgers, they're a wild card. They strong on defense. Offensively, still some questions, but Aaron Rodgers, can he answer most of those questions? That's gonna be the thing. But we're gonna talk about all about that in about 2 weeks. So join me for that, and that's how I pretty much gonna go. We're gonna look at each team and give their issues or anything, just a little checkup on every team. So we'll go through all 32 teams. But like I said, when I get to the AFC North, I'm gonna see if my buddy wanna come on, and I'm gonna get him to talk. Sorry about that. Getting a message here. Sorry about that. But yeah, so it's gonna be fun. I love doing it. And there's some wild card free agencies out there. The big 2 offense is DeAndre Hopkins. He's made some visits to Tennessee. He just left New England. So we'll see where he lands up. And Dalvin Cook was a little bit of a surprise. Him get released about a week ago. Where he land? I think it depends. If he goes to already a contender, that can flip it like Buffalo. Buffalo needs a running back. Dallas could use a running back. There's a few teams, a few contenders that can use them. So if one of those teams can step up and get him, that could flip things. in some teams' favor. So yeah, so sorry about the distraction. But yeah, so that's gonna be big. So, but like I said, we pretty much gonna go through each division and look at things. Hopefully, maybe one of those guys or both of those guys to be signed in 2 weeks. We'll see, because they starting to get towards, like I said, preseason. So yeah, so that's all. So get ready for a lot of NFL in the next couple of weeks. Now let's move on to the NBA Finals, and then we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna give a little more of a deeper opinion on the John Morant situation as well. But first, we're gonna talk about the NBA Finals. Of course, Nuggets pretty much dominated, winning in 5 games. Miami was able to still won in Denver, win game 2, but really, and that game, was in the balance as well. But especially the 2 games in Miami, well, the last 3 games, pretty much Denver pretty much controlled it. Nikola Jokic showed that he's an elite player. Wins his first championship for the Denver Nuggets. Jamal Murray. This was a team, like I said, I talked to a few people about this team before the season even started, that this was potentially could happen. So this wasn't a shock that the Nuggets was able to pull this off. Wound up being, they was the 1 seed all year. They had the best record in the NBA, I believe, as well, right? Yeah. No, it was Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee did, even with all the injury at Milwaukee. But I think they were 2nd or 3rd, maybe behind Boston. But still, in that Western Conference, being the way it is. But the whole NBA is now wide open. But I'm going to try to stay focused on the Nuggets for now. Congratulations to them, by the way. I saw most of it. I had this app, but it kept, it was kind of funny acting, so I didn't see some of the games. I had to watch the highlights, but yeah, it was pretty much Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. Aaron Gordon was the X factor though for the Nuggets that really put them over the top, especially offensively. We didn't expect him to come out of his shell, but he did. But the Heat, like I said, just to touch on the Heat real quick, they deserve to be there, even though there was an AFC. And I think one of these, it's going to happen one day. I think an AFC will probably win it all, because the NBA to me is starting, like I said, now, especially now, like I said, it's wide open. So an AC between the 8 seed and the 1 seed is not going to be that much of a difference, so depending on your matchups, because Miami, well, I didn't pick Miami to win any of these series. I picked them against them every series. I picked them against, of course, I picked Milwaukee to win the whole thing. So of course I was against them in round 1. Then when they got to the Knicks, I was like, all right, this is gonna stop here. Knicks, they showed some promise, but the Heat was just the better team again. Then in the East Finals against Boston, I was like, well, they ain't gonna be able to stop Brown and Tatum, but they was able to. Tatum got hurt in Game 7. That could have made things differently, but Jaylen Brown, and I think Boston, speaking of them, just to touch on them too real quick, I think they need to make a change. If it's Jaylen Brown, fine, but I think they can't run this team back. They got to make some type of major change, and it might end up being Jaylen Brown. But I also heard another perspective that they might keep him because, you need somebody to team up with Tatum. So, and even if you trade him, who you gonna get back for him? So That was the issue dynamic. So Boston might stay the way they are. They just got to stop turning the ball over though. Like, that's just get simple. Like, to keep it simple, they turn the ball over at the wrong times every time. They need a real point guard. That's why Chris Paul is going to be interested. Where will he go? Will he willing to go to Boston? And because if he does and he stay healthy, that's what they need. They need a real point guard. You know, Marlon Brando was good for them this year. Marcus Smart is great, but they're not point guards really. They're more of shooting guards and defenders, you know. Even though Brando can score, Marcus Smart can score at moments too. Streaky, he is more of a streaky scorer, but Boston need to make some type of change. They need to make a change basically. So, but Denver, like I said, this is not no fluke. I think they need to add more because, like I said, days are going to change. We'll see. Phoenix is going to be definitely better next year because I think they're going to fill up that roster. It still depends on will Ayton stay. I think that's the probably the wild card for Phoenix. Can they fill up that roster? I think they might use him to fill out roster out. So, but they definitely going to be better next year if they healthy. Lakers, we'll see what they do. I was sort of disappointed in Anthony Davis and the Lakers overall. I thought they would at least give Denver a series. Denver swept them out. But I just believe that LeBron James, I thought LeBron was going to figure it out and win that series. But he couldn't figure nothing out. So, and he's old. I mean, he's almost 39. He's my age. I'll be 40 this year. LeBron, I think, will be 39 in December. So, and he's still a great player, but I think he needs to lessen his role a little bit. And like I said, Lakers, well, they filled that roster out good. I just think they need maybe another consistent scorer, or Anthony Davis needs to just turn it on. But I just don't think. I think that's what he is. You know, I don't think he's gonna get this much better. I think he's gonna start declining. So we'll see what they do. Sacramento, like I said, was the 3rd seed, I believe. They young, so we'll see how they fill their roster out. Warriors are interesting. Will they let go of Draymond? So they could be a lot different next year. But as long as they got Steph, they'll always be somewhat competitive because he's just lights out shooter. Him and Klay Thompson. So as long as they got those two guys, I think they'd be fine. But I think if they do lose Draymond, it's gonna be huge because Draymond just brings that element that you can't describe, because I can't describe it. I'm trying to think of it, but he's just the guy. You just need a guy like that for that team. I think he just fits with that team. So if he leaves, it's gonna be interesting to see how he is on another team. So, but the West wide open. Dallas is a wild card. Will they keep Kyrie? Will he leave? Luka, still one of the best players in the NBA. The rumors around Zion Williamson. Now I ain't gonna get into all the personal stuff with him, but I think they got a little bit to do while New Orleans just want to just move on. I think they just want to move on with the drama. I think, and he hasn't been able to stay on the court anyway. But when he has played, like I said, if you look at his stats, what he's played he's one of the best players in the NBA. Like I said, New Orleans was the 1 seed before he got hurt, really got hurt for the season. They was the 1 seed. They fell all the way out I think they made the play-in. But they fell all the way they was the number 1 seed. They was doing things, with Zion. Zion he's a great player. Like, you can't deny that, but can he stay on the court? And I think this stuff is just, you gotta mature a little bit. He's young. I think he's only 21. 22. I mean, you got money, and I ain't gonna front. If I had money, I probably would have dipped into some of them, them IG models too. You ever been on IG? So I'm not gonna judge them, but clearly that's distracting them. So but hopefully he get it together. I wish him nothing but the best. Rumors out there that Charlotte and Portland is interested in him because Charlotte got the number 2 pick and Portland got the number 3 pick. So instead of going with somebody young, even though Zion's young too, but Zion is established, but will he play? So that's why I would be hesitant to make that deal if I'm Charlotte or Portland. I would think hard and long about it. But like I said, here in another perspective, I said, well, You gotta, take the risk. At least you know what you're getting out of Zion, somewhat. So if he plays, you're gonna be competitive. So we'll see if that goes down. But things ain't gonna start happening till free agency, which is June 30th this year. So that's where you're gonna start seeing a lot of moves, and we'll talk a little bit about it as it happens. But kind of got off track with the Nuggets, but congratulations to them. I was just trying to run down how the league is wide open. So I think they need to still make some changes, because other teams is going to make it like, oh, it's going to be a whole different league next year. And both sides. The East, like I said, with Milwaukee, like what directions they going in now with Giannis. Philadelphia is interested as well. They got Nick Nurse. I think that Nurse is a good coach. Can he get the best out of Embiid? Harden is pretty much out the door. We'll see if he stay. He might wind up staying, but he pretty much out the door. He's pretty much made it known he would have test free agency. So the Heat is going to be there, no matter where they are. They could be 8, they could be 10, they could be 1. I think they was the 1 seed last year. They're going to be competitive. The Knicks, I think, is going to be better as well. So the East is starting to become the where most of the good teams are. Not saying the West don't got no good teams, but the NBA is just evening out. So it's going to depend on the moves. This free agency is going to be very interesting this year. Cleveland, and they was somewhat of a surprise. I thought they would be good, but I didn't think they'd be a 4 seed. So we'll see where they shake out. Nikola Jokic, people saying, even I said it in my mind, like, wow, like, his reactions has been kind of weird, but at the same time, I kind of understand it. I think to me it's more of a relief. I don't think it's, some people say, well, how much do is now is he going to play as hard and all this other stuff. I think, first of all, them foreign players, they go to camps, they be playing pretty much professional ball at 13, 14 years old. So I think it's just in him to play the way he plays. So I don't think his play is going to diminish at all. But I think it's somewhat of a relief now. You can't say he ever won one, so that he gets that out the way. And sometimes that's, usually that's a good thing. You should play a little looser. The pressure ain't the pressure ain't there as much. I mean, you could tell who really wants it, because like, not comparing on to Michael Jordan, but like somebody like Michael Jordan, he won 6 and still don't seem like he was satisfied. Kobe Bryant, those type of players that they want to win every year for real, like they really do. Like, you can tell how they play and their demeanor. So if he likes, if he really likes winning his title, you would be able to tell. Trust me. So, but it's going to be hard for them next year to repeat. And like I said, it depends on what's going to happen, But I might pick them because, like I said, the league is wide open. So at least they have established culture there. I think that's why both of them teams, Miami as well, I think that's why they did well in the playoffs, because everybody else sort of had things going on, like outside of basketball as well. Like, what's going to happen. They would think that people was thinking about next year instead of thinking about this year. I think that's why, really, if you think about it in a deeper sense, Miami and Denver, they know what they got a identity. That's the word I'm looking for. So I think that's why they both did well in the playoffs. I think everybody else is looking to more in the future, and I think that's what hurt a lot of these teams this year. So we'll see. It's congratulations to the Nuggets. Just wanted to give a review of that. Okay. The John Morant situation. I did a little short on it. You can check it out on the YouTube channel. Basically, 25 games. Everybody had their opinion. People say it's not enough games. This and that. Like I said, I'm not gonna judge that. I don't, even if the gun was fake, like, it's just dumb. It was just, he should get 25 games just for dumb, just for being dumb. Like, you can't do it. You just can't do it. You can't be on Instagram flashing guns. You can't be nowhere flashing a gun. Nowhere. even off camera. Like, you know, especially now, people is out, you know, not want to say out to get them, but you know, right now you got more people against you than for you, man. Like, it's clear, like, people is waiting for you to mess up now, so you gotta pretty much keep your nose clean for a while. Like, you know, like, you gotta pretty much get ghosts, like, you know. And that's what I pretty much said on my short. You know, some people just disagree with that. All I said, I just more gave advice, like, look, you know, like I said, just keep your nose clean. I don't know who he hangs with. Clearly, you know, that's an issue, so if you got to clean that up a little bit, do that. Just stay out of trouble. Focus on basketball, you know, put your head, you know, not telling them what to do, because maybe people took it like that too. Like, if it was me, you know, I would just focus on basketball, man. Like, get in the gym, work out, get better. Memphis is a wild card. I picked them to get to the finals. They didn't get there, of course. They lost in the first round, but I think they got a good team. I mean, Dylan Brooks, to me, that's somewhat of a loss. People dismissing that, but he brought something to that team. He's gone, but Desmond Bain is great. JJ Jr. is good. So those are your two anchor players. They got a good roster, good little deep roster. Now the little sort of the thing, sort of misleading, that the Grizzlies are, you know, they just as good without Durant, even though the record kind of shows that. But to really get somewhere, you're gonna need Ja Morant. So that's just, I ain't gonna go and get into that either. But I think 25 games, what's that, a quarter of the season? Not even a quarter, it's more than a quarter of the season, about probably a third of the season. More of a third of the season, yeah, because that'll make it 75 games, is 82, so just under a third of the season. I think Memphis can survive that, and I don't think it matters the way they finish in the standings. There's gonna be no match. I mean, there's gonna be no matchups, so we'll see how that goes. But I think he should just focus on basketball, get better, get in the gym, stay out of trouble until the season is over, and just focus on basketball, man. Like, you know, like, it sounds so, I think people didn't like probably what I said because it sounds so cliche, and I'm pretty much saying what everybody else is saying. I'm just saying it in a more, you know, like, it's easy, because it's not, I mean, I'm not saying this man can't have fun, you can't go out and stuff like that. You just gotta watch yourself, you know. Now you pretty much being watched for real now. Like, if you didn't think you was being watched before, you definitely being watched. So you just can't, you gotta stay out of it if you want to continue your career. I'm just gonna put it that way, because you don't have to do it. But if you keep going down this path, you're gonna be out the league, you know. And I listen to a lot of people, but at one point I've been hearing that, you know, if you look at the league, you look at the top 3 players in the league, which you can argue these 3 players, but Luka, Embiid, and Giannis, and we get the Joker got to be in that class as well. All those guys, they got a cover. They're not from here. They are foreign players. So the NBA is it's starting to become scarce for us in America, you know. I don't want to get directly to black, because that's basically what some people are saying, but that's, you know, the opportunities are getting harder and harder now, because all these foreign players, and they just come, like, that's why Jokic, the way he talked, it was like he doing it, like he really taking it as a job, like the job is done now. He just want to go home and just chill out, you know, till it's time to come back. You know what I'm saying? So excuse me, that's why people flipped out on Ja, because, you know, basically it started to become the last of the Mohicans. It's like, you know, slowly it's starting to become an international league. So it'd be like hockey, you know. It's mostly, I think probably half the league is foreign, you know, for a number of reasons. But, you know what I'm saying, the NBA is leaning towards that. And I think that's probably why hockey survives, because And another point is that it's true that we don't support each other. This is a black thing. We don't support each other. Well, we always try to take each other down. So that's not good either. So I just wish the man luck. I wish the young man luck. And that's all I was saying. Like, you know, just stay out of trouble. Just focus on your basketball, man. You know, still have fun. Just do it quietly, and you know, don't have no guns, stuff like that. You know, just, you know, it sounds simple. But yeah, I mean, that's what you got to do. It's that simple, man. It is that simple. Like, as far as what you got to do. So that's my take on that. I just want to get my deeper take on it. You know, because the short is only a minute long, so people probably just thought I was sort of dismissing the whole thing. It's a serious situation. Like I said, he has to keep his nose clean. You know, that's all I was trying to say. All right, so we're pretty much done. Just to give a quick little update before we go. Well, let's just talk about today. I'm gonna go live. What time is it? About 9:45. Probably do it about 1, maybe 2. I'm gonna say 1. I'm shooting for 1, but it'll be between 1 and 2 o'clock. I'm gonna go live with the Project Hades. A lot of people started to like that, so I'm gonna do a live today with that. So I'm gonna play that live. So definitely join me around 1 o'clock today. Call of Duty, I might go live. It depends on what my bro's doing. But I might just still go live even if I'm playing alone. Some season 4. So I just want to do some more lives today. Tomorrow might be a little bit of the same thing. As we get ready for Crash Team Rumble, as I'm calling it, Crash Kick Ass Weekend. I'm very excited about this game. Like I said, I heard it's more of an online game, which is fine. So we'll play. You'll see my bumps and bruises, because I ain't even play the beta, so I haven't played this game at all. So it's good. I'm gonna try to stay up at midnight and play it, but I got a feeling if I stay up at midnight and try to play, it's gonna be hard to get a match. So, but I still try anyway. Oh, sorry for y'all. Tired, had a long work week. So that's supposed to come Monday. So I might do something as well. But Tuesday is going to be the big day for the game of debut. So, but I'm just doing some more live, some more fun stuff today. Put stuff on the community wall, things of that nature. So that's what we're going to do. As far as a life update, you know, I'm hanging in there. Still working, but got a little monkey wrench thrown in there that the store I work at got sold. So it's basically being owned by a corporate company, so they might be making a lot of changes, which means I might be right now I still got a job, but I don't know how my hours would be. So I'm sort of waiting for that to happen, to try to make my next move. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully everything goes well there with that. And I just want to thank, you know, everybody who's been supportive. My friend who I live with, Vet. Thank you for, like I said, for letting me come here in the first place. All my new subscribers, I got a few new subscribers over the last couple of weeks, so shout out to all you guys. I wish I knew y'all by name. I appreciate you guys so much for supporting the channel. Like I said, we small over here, you know, but you know, I'm not, you know, like I said, I'm not gonna give up. I might, you know, take breaks here and there, depends on where things go, but we ain't gonna give up. We're definitely not gonna give up. We're gonna keep pushing. Just need that one big break, you know. Need that one big break. Speaking of that, like I said, Sonic Origins has been almost a year now. It's probably already been a year. My first video of that is at 2,600 views, over 2,600, almost with the 2,700. I think it's just will keep growing for some reason. People keep watching the video, so appreciate that. That got me some, you know, that pretty much doubled my subscribers once I did that, and they got a DLC of that coming. I think it's might be this month. think it's this month, you know, so I'll definitely be checking that out. Put some more new videos up with that. But yeah, I'm hanging in there. Just to be brutally honest, yeah, I've been you know, a little bit depressed again. But I'm working through it. So I just thank everybody for still believing in me and still giving me support, despite, you know, everything that's going on, despite me being who I am. So I just appreciate you guys very much. So so with that being said, I'm going to end the video. Thanks, guys. Enjoy Crash Kick-Ass Weekend. Happy Father's Day to fathers out there. Like I said, I haven't really said it that much, but you definitely definitely shout out to the fathers, man, because I think they don't, you know, get enough shine, especially in today's been well for years, but especially now, like, you know, men ain't nothing to most people now. But there's some good people out here, some good men out here, so they need to definitely be recognized, just to keep them, you know, keep them pushing, keep them, you know, even though, you know, you know what you're supposed to do and you ain't supposed to get paid, you know, I believe in that as well. But sometimes you need a little encouragement, just to, you know, just notice a little bit, you know, you're doing the right thing. There's always people try to make you not do the right thing, and then when you don't, everybody want to vilify you. So so definitely shout out to the fathers out there, and any good person and any good man out there. Keep fighting, and I'll keep fighting with you. You know, I'm not gonna give up either. You know, if you don't give up, I won't give up. Let's just make a deal with that. All right, everybody, that's it. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for joining me for episode 232, special summer edition. Thanks so much. We're going to start the Roundabout Series in about 2 weeks. NFL action, so we're going to talk about a lot of the NFL. Watch out for Crash Team Rumble. Be prepared Tuesday. And I see you around 1. Like I said, I'm going to do a Hades live around 1 o'clock. So join me for that. And I thank you guys so much. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Father's Day. Enjoy Juneteenth, even though I ain't get into that. But see you guys. Peace and love always. I'm Troy West, saying thank you for supporting the Silent Sports and Gaming channel. And I see you guys live in about 4 hours. Thanks.